collaborate and pull together another episode this week. Today, joined with me is Roger Learned. Later on, we're going to have Steve Fernandez of YORK Tri-state Armwrestling. These guys were on this weekend's journey with me to Montana for the City Folk versus Country. Sorry, I messed that one up. Country Folk versus City Slickers. Man, I'm tired. Still, coming back from the jet lag and all that. It was insane. I think we got Steven right here. Give me 1 sec. Let's get him on screen. And there's Steve Fernandez. What's up, man?
What's up, man?
How's it going? How's it going?
Yeah, I'm tired. I'm sure just like Roger and you and everybody else.
Exactly. So while we're tired and we're just rubbing the sleep out of our eyes still, let's show the guys what we did. We did the pre-interview video for. I want to show everybody on the show what that was all about. Real quick, here's what we went through this weekend.
This Saturday night, October 26th, get ready for one of the most anticipated arm wrestling events of the year. 11 matches featuring some of the strongest arm wrestlers from the Northeast. And it's all going down at the Stadium Sports Bar and Casino in Great Falls, Montana. It's a battle of city precision versus country power in the heart of Montana. The city guys are out to show they've got the grit and grind to take down their rural rivals in an unforgettable night of action. Handpicked by YORK Tri-state Armwrestling, these warriors represent the City Slickers as they unite from teams across the entire Northeast region. Some of these athletes are the best of the best, dominating their local scenes and coming together for one purpose: to prove their strength against the rugged and powerful country folk. A huge thank you to our sponsors, our rockstar referees, and the incredible commentary team who are bringing this historic event to life. We couldn't do it without you. Stay tuned, because this history-making event is about to unfold. October 26th, the Northeast's finest take on the toughest from the countryside. Don't miss out on the action.
That was an epic experience, and I gotta say, big shout out to JCRD for everything he did this weekend. But that video, that man's got some good voice. He's got a good voice, man. I really appreciate that.
Now I'm just wondering, do you have a video of the clips that we did from the first day to the second day?
Yeah, no, I actually don't have that up for this, but you know what? If one of you guys want to take over talking for a little bit, I can go ahead and look that up real quick.
No, I will not take over talking at all whatsoever.
That's like asking.
Jennifer told me to tell you that she'll send you.
What'd you say, Roger?
Jennifer told me to tell Daniel that she'll send you the videos that she's got on hand right now.
All right, yeah, send them right over, and I'll get them up in a few moments.
So,
Steve, take over for a little bit.
Sure. So, we had a great time this weekend. Roger had 2 hell of matches with 2 ridiculous guys. He put everything out there at left and right hand. The whole team did an absolutely phenomenal job. I have to say thank you to all you guys for putting everything out on the table. Roger, how did you feel about this whole weekend from start to finish? Not just your super match, but from when we got there, from the traveling, from the house to the party bus to when actually we were actually together pulling in the back till today. How did you feel how everything went so far?
Great. I mean, that is an understatement. I mean, it's an experience that every athlete in this sport, the athletes that want to grow the sport, they need to experience to get the full appreciation of it. And I mean, from the very first day, waking up at 2 a.m., I mean, that right there was it was a reality check when we saw the party bus right there in the front yard, all lit up, disco lights going off. And 3 hours of riding in that was an experience. We were all enjoying each other. I mean, being in the morning, you're not really one to talk and stuff, but We were all partying. I mean, it was great. And then toward the end, we kind of, lingered down, passed out a little bit, got to the airport. We got checked in. Everything went smooth. Being on the plane all day was kind of trying of the patience. I mean, it was part of traveling all day is just it's dreadful. It's long and
Two
dreadful.
different flights, two different buses, two different flights. So I now believe
It
me, I
was,
know, I completely
it
understand.
was 20 plus hours of just traveling to our
Yeah,
spot.
yeah,
And that right there, but it wasn't unbearable. It's something that I would do again, just because it was our group of people. We were all family. It was
yeah.
a close knit, and that's what I loved about it. The second day, Friday, went to the hot springs. Awesome experience again. Got to enjoy everybody's company. Got to eat a little bit. Some of us that didn't have to weigh. Got to enjoy a little bit. The whole not eating part, it wasn't unbearable. I mean, it wasn't nothing bad at all. I was really stressing over it because I wanted to be at the spot. I wanted to be what was expected of me. At the weight. I didn't want to be over. I didn't want to have no excuses. Came in at 233, 232, so I was happy. Um, that night we ate, had a wonderful night. And then the third day it was just it's time for war. And
Yep.
then that was an enjoyable night. So I mean, everything about the experience was just great. It was you couldn't ask for better, honestly.
Yeah, it was definitely great. What did you think of the place where we stayed? The experience there, the interviews,
That's
the
better homes and garden or whatever house you could not imagine. It was just the scenery was you had to you see it in movies. It's just the surrounding was beautiful, mountains everywhere. It's sitting in a hot tub and you overlook the skylight. I mean, it was just beautiful. You just have to see the pictures, honestly.
All right, here I actually got the video ready up and ready to go. Let's just go ahead and share the screen real quick.
let's see how that looks.
Let's take a look at it. Here we go.
No, you still got more.
Like a clown car, guys.
Got you, Data.
And all day traveling too. You're wobbly getting out of that thing.
Yeah,
This is the
That's the
common
basement
area.
right there.
yeah, that's the
Yeah.
downstairs.
It's honestly how the weekend went when we were at the house. We were just talking to each other the whole time.
Yeah,
This is the upstairs, where the dining room and living room is. We had a couple of Canadians come over and hang out with us. It's really cool.
this is where Brian called me small.
Epic kitchen.
Oh, that's where I got everybody food, and the food was all wrong.
Oh yeah, they ordered all the wrong. He's snapping. Man, that was awesome. Didn't make weight, I thought. But I made it with pounds to spare. Filling up on celery and carrots.
Thank God we had that scale.
Yeah.
Oh
You
my
might
God,
have facing the
yeah.
other direction, but too late now.
Left-handed work.
The Mabel boys trying to test our power right there.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's what we had.
We had Garrett Tepper's dad, Glenn. He was amazing in helping us clean up and keeping everybody on task. It's our head rep, Glenn and Garrett Tepper.
Right?
Throughout this entire time, Steve was yelling and screaming at us to get the fuck off the table. All right, and then let's see. I gotta go back to the messenger real quick. And this is day 2 right here.
I know there was ones that I think Melissa made that there were skits from day one when we were on the bus.
I sent that to Daniel.
That was it right
I
there.
sent them all to Daniel.
Yeah.
Oh, that
so
was the same one.
why don't you put that up there? Because that explains. I still have it in mind if you want me to send it to you. I know Jen sent it to you
Just now.
just now.
It's the one I just played. It was the one that she just sent me.
I feel it. I feel what Jen is saying right now. I feel it.
Yeah, cheers. Right here, mouthing those things.
I
right?
literally just played the one she sent me, and then I have this other one that she sent me 2 of them, right?
I sent him 4.
She sent you
She sent me
4. 4.
Okay. Hang on. Whoa.
Fuck
Slow
them
down
up.
to that.
We're about to put her back in the basement.
No, but what was I gonna say? It's the
We'll
one that
play these
starts
videos
literally
later
says-
on, man. All right. We'll talk more because the videos are gonna be played later on. Because I don't have access to them in chronological order, which kind of messes things up a little bit, right?
Do you want me to send you the one that I'm talking about?
Go ahead, send it because I have a whole bunch of them sent to me, but I'm playing from Melissa, from Jen. I got it from both sources. So
We're having technical difficulties. We apologize.
yeah,
for
we're
this.
good. I apologize for this, guys who are watching the podcast. It's not how I normally.
Melissa just sent
I
me
usually
day
have this-
3. Hold on, I need day 1. Hold on, I have day 1
Yeah,
right
exactly. I don't want day. I put that was day 1 that I just did.
There's 2 day ones. It
here. No,
says.
no, yeah, there's 2 day 1s.
Okay.
You got day 74.
Day 89.
Go all the way to the bottom of the message.
You got day 89 there, pal.
I
I'm gonna
listen.
send it
I
to
just
you right
played
now.
what was sent to me. I just played what was sent to me.
I'm
That's
sending it to
all.
you right now as we tweak. All right, check it out right now, Dan. I just sent it to you. Shout out to Jennifer Ann Learn, Roger's wife, and also Melissa, Roger's wives, and Roger for coming out and doing such a great job filming and putting everything all together. Pretty much booking everybody's tickets except for mine, so I was almost left at Seattle.
That's a whole different story.
But in general, yeah, they did a phenomenal job going back and forth, taking videos, pictures, live streaming. I mean, there was a bunch of stuff that they did. So shout out to them. They'll be on the crew coming with us to Florida next time. So they'll be part of the crew the whole time. Roger will be coming with us at 2:20 to Florida. And I'm not going to say too much. There's going to be a couple of guys. I know Garrett's coming with Glenn. He's the one that came through. Roger was at 240, 230. Didn't win his matches, but is able to still come with us at 220 because he's dropping down in weight in a different class. So he's leaving his class altogether. So 230 and 240 is still open for other people to come in and take those spots, which I think it's probably going to be Ben Ciapoli at 230, 231, 3 pounds clothing allowance. He could weigh up to 234. 240, I think, will probably be Paul Cruz. And then 243 plus is going to be Steve Walker.
That squad right there would be the top squad that Northeast could offer.
Yeah, I would have to say. There's no music to that?
Doesn't seem like it. There we go.
There is.
There it is.
Stop lying, Dan.
Body, good.
Disco.
It was funny this bus ride. Everyone was partying hard. Hayo's hard.
That's us getting off, getting to JFK. Early morning flight. fucking beast, man.
Absolute monster. This was the day on the way there, day of travel.
This is Seattle, right? Seattle Airport.
Yeah, this is in Seattle.
This is us going to.
Oh no, I know. Yeah.
Right now, I have Tropical Skittles, Jelly Runs, Pineapple Express, OG Kush, and cereal milk. Oh, and blue raspberry marshmallow and green A haze. Blue raspberry marshmallow?
Yeah.
You got it. How many do you want of
The
that?
drive there, guys, was
You got
beautiful. Absolutely stunning. I don't know if you guys can see it. How stunning this was.
You want to put in one bag?
Mountain ranges, gorgeous. We drive through canyons, mountains. They call it Big Sky Country for a reason, because the sky is glorious and beautiful.
You 7 foot, right?
No, you still got
There
more.
we go.
Almost empty the clunker. Yeah, it's just Aiden.
You're good.
All right, that's it for that one. All right. So screen sharing is definitely not my forte. Usually what I'll do is I'll have them preloaded on here. Next time I'll make sure we have that.
It still looks good. You can still see what it is and everything.
Yeah, that's true.
It's still an
It was a
understatement.
great
of what it
experience.
was,
Definitely follow Roger Learn on TikTok as well, so you can see more of these amazing videos that they edited and put together. Again, major shout out to Jen, major shout out to Melissa. You guys, they were literally, their heads were and hands were on a swivel, making sure they captured at least every moment that we saw, witnessed, and experienced. Some things that were funny as all hell, some things that were, very heartfelt.
all weekend they had the phones and cameras in their hand, doing their job.
Always doing their thing, doing an amazing, beautiful job. I listen. There is no crew like these two.
Definitely got a
no
new squad.
Dan Centrella, the blue raspberry is good. It's fire. Shout out to Arm Wrestling. Shout out to Ryan. Shout out to Jennifer. And I think that is that Through the Fingers podcast, or is that your buddy Liz Stex?
That's Liam. That's Liam. What's up, Liam? Liam's watching, one of my training partners. Yeah.
Nice. I sent you the second video of the day of the trip if you want to put it up or whatever. I don't know if you want to.
Let's see. Oh, wrong one.
Yeah, there's 2 of those.
There we go. Can you guys still
There's
see
2
the
of
screen?
those? What 2 of them are, Jen? I can hear you.
We can hear you. Just get on screen, Jen.
No, I'm not. No.
So which one are you talking about? I got the one that's I just sent it to Dan. This is day 2 City Slickers in Montana. It's the view of our deck.
Okay, and there's day 2 City Slickers in Montana.
That's what I'm talking about. Day 2 City Slickers in Montana. Is there another one?
Day 2 weigh-ins.
Okay, so then what goes first? Day 2 City Slickers, then day 2 weigh-ins, right?
Correct.
Okay. So show that video. I'm gonna find the weigh-ins.
Which one? This one right here?
I got it. I'll send it.
All righty.
What's up, Sam?
How's it going?
What's up, buddy?
What's up, Sam?
All right.
Hey, Sam.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make you a deal because I like you so much.
Okay.
I want you to stay on the team, but there's a but.
Oh boy.
We do have a super match that's coming up at the Battle of the Tri-State, correct?
Yep.
You're going up against Lee, correct?
Well, Yusuf was first, if I remember right, correct?
No, you were with him. Well, Yusuf is first, yeah, but Yusuf is not going to be my 165.
But yeah, after that, I'm pulling Zach.
That's what I'm saying. Zach,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure can come down to 165, correct?
I haven't actually talked to him yet, but I'll have to.
I'll talk to him, see what it is and everything else. But that's your super match. That's who you would have to beat to still stay on the team, and that's going to be in
Cool.
February.
Cool.
All right, I got it
If you beat Zach, you get to stay on the team, or Zach gets the offer to come on the team.
All right. Is that right or left?
I'm gonna make that. I'm gonna actually make that for you to decide.
Because we were pulling both.
You were pulling both, but I'm gonna let you decide that to see if you want to, which ones you're stronger on, which one you want to pull him with.
Okay.
That decide.
That means I have some research to do because I know he's strong on both. He's ranked 6 and 7, I believe, on Arm Fighter.
Yeah, he's not too far off with both arms. He's pretty
He's
strong
good.
like you are on both arms. So
Mhm.
All right. You guys ready for this one? This is
let's
day
do.
two.
Wait, is this day 2? Nah, this is weigh-ins day 2.
That's what I was just sent.
I
And
sent that to
Steve
you.
sent you the other one
I
first.
sent you the other one first, buddy.
Ah,
Somebody just busted a nut.
yeah, because you guys are just sending me way too many things at the same time. And
Oh
tell
my
me to
God,
play it.
no.
I need chronological shit, man.
Oh no.
Not chaos.
Chaos.
Here's
Too
day
many
2.
videos. Too many
Welcome to my life,
videos.
Big Dad. Welcome to my life.
Too many videos. But
I don't got any volume on this one, so it is what it is. We'll talk
No
over
volume?
it.
no volume.
No. I just got what we got.
Let me see.
It's a work in progress.
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Day 3. Hold on.
So yeah, no, we're in day 2, right?
I know. She sent me day 3, so I'm going back to day 2.
Sam, I look forward to seeing you again going to Florida, so you better win this, big dog. I like you.
Oh, yeah. It's some pressure knowing it's my opponent, as good as he is, but I hope so.
You're the one that
Hopefully I can
picked
get
him.
him.
You're the one that
Yeah,
picked him.
yeah.
If I picked him, I would have said different story, but you're the one that picked him.
No, that's fair.
Alright.
I got it right here. I got it right here. I don't think there's any music though to it. Yeah, I don't think there's any music to it. I think it's just us talking.
Raw footage.
It's raw footage.
Raw. In the raw.
Raw butt naked. I just sent it to you, Dan. Check the messages that I have.
Yep, it's gonna take a minute to come through. It still hasn't gotten delivered yet.
It's raw butt naked. If you want to put some music on, I'll talk over for a little bit. If it's easy to put music on there or not.
No, I'm not gonna put music on it. I'm not wasting my time to do that right now.
Nice, great job, Dan. Great job.
Because you guys didn't come
This is
prepared.
my
Not my fault. You didn't come prepared. I was expecting to be posting videos like this tonight. I was gonna post it up on social media, but not on the podcast.
Yeah, well, everybody can see.
I was going
everybody's
to talk. We're going to talk about the podcast. I was going to talk about the experience because the
Well,
videos
we can
is
still
one thing.
talk about it.
You know? Yeah.
I have one thing to say, Steve. I figured out why I lost my match. I figured it out. Not that I'm a weak ass, arm wrestler. It's because I didn't have the power stash on, so I put it on as soon as I got home. So no more losing. Power stash was in effect,
Mm-hmm.
We got to find.
This is my handle for all these top rollers I'm facing lately.
That's what I need to get.
See if I can get
You should just go in for
custom
the press next time.
Oh yeah.
Get more confident with your press on your left, man. You're so fucking strong, Sam. So fucking strong. That was
Yeah, I should do that.
Everything into that fucking match, dude. You put everything into that match. It was such a great match.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay, I think I had the one.
Yeah, those first two rounds scared me. I was like, oh, I'm going 3-0.
well, I didn't really like the rules too much. I could feel a couple of bumps, up, jumping up from a pad and stuff. But when you're
Mm-hmm.
advancing and your elbows coming off the pad and over and over and over again, it's too much. I mean, so I think if it was an out of 7, you probably would have won it because it looked like he was gassing out. But in general, he did a good job. He did fight.
Yeah, he did.
He stretched you out every single little bit. When you were doing, he took advantage of any single little bit that he could. So he did a great job. He did a really good job. So did you. It was match of the night. To me, it was absolutely 100% match of the night.
So I think
I hate to say like no fouls because that really suits my style, but I feel like if you're repeatedly making all these small elbow fouls, like maybe it should be like 3 equals a big one. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, I think if anything, next time it's automatic. If you take your elbow off the pad, I don't give a fuck if it's a little jump. Calling it, it's because I just don't feel comfortable of oh no, they were just little pops and he wasn't advancing. Let me tell you something. They were big jumps. His elbow was completely off the pad. And
it was most of the rounds too, right?
It was most of the rounds. Even in the last round that he won, it was the same thing. Was elbows off the pad. They didn't want to replay it. It was. I wasn't really happy about everything played out. When it came to that type of stuff, production was good and everything, but just they need to keep their eye on their elbows, and especially if I'm sitting there, I'm screaming at the top of my lungs, and I'm on your team, and I have to keep on repeating myself over and over and over and over again. They brought him in already to do an interview, and I'm sitting there going, "What the fuck is going on here?"
Yeah.
What do you have cameras here to replay? You have replay. Let's replay it. And then thank God I had to be an asshole. And then they're like, all right, we'll replay it. And then when
what? They had 2 3-0s in a row. They were itching for that win.
I know.
They wanted that.
They definitely were. They were definitely looking for something, any excuse.
They needed that one. That's why, But yeah. You got that video ready, Dan?
Not from you, but I got one from Melissa that says day 2.
I got one. What do you mean? I sent it to you.
It never came through.
What are you talking about
it's not on me.
What are you talking about there, Virgin Mary? I think you did.
Okay, you can come through the computer and see something I don't see. Then I'm telling you, it's not here.
Sent, and you're watching it. It says sent, and you saw it with your face at the bottom. Stop lying, Dan. That's your little face right there. That means you're seeing it. That means you saw it. You said "fuck you." That's what that means. That's the "fuck you" button.
It's not there. It's not there. And guess what, guys? If you want to go ahead and watch it, I would love for you guys to subscribe to Roger Learn's TikTok page, and then also make sure you subscribe to Steve Fernandez's page because he has them all loaded there.
Loaded.
It's
Locked
all
and
there.
loaded.
But I definitely wanted to talk a little bit more about the just let's talk about the experiences day by day instead of waiting for these to load, because usually I would have these things prepared and ready to go, and I feel like that we're all tired. We all have have our ideas, but I will say it was all in all an amazing, beautiful weekend. Driving from Steve Fernandez's house down to the airport on the party bus definitely was a great experience because the guy was a speed demon. There was a few moments that I felt like that we were all gonna die, but
And they got lost a lot.
yeah, he kept asking for directions, which was interesting. How do I get to the highway here? How do I get to the highway there?
We didn't get lost.
Definitely cool.
When did we get lost? We didn't get lost.
Well, it seemed
He
like with
kept
that
asking-
detour, people were starting to get suspicious that he was taking us in the wrong direction because it was going further from the airport.
Yeah.
So, I mean, in the back of the bus, Garrett thought we were lost for a
Oh, you're
second.
talking about our fucking driver. Yes. From
Yeah.
Yeah, the driver.
my house.
The
Yeah.
driver. Yes.
That's 100%. I thought you were talking about me going to Montana. I was like,
No. The first driver.
No. We're talking about the party bus from your house.
party
from your
bus.
house.
Yes. I was even going on my GPS, and we were getting further away from where we were supposed to go. So I was like, where the fuck are we going?
You're taking the whole.
We were going to get
the whole
murdered.
bus to,
That's what it was.
Yeah, I felt like we were going to get murdered.
to a slaughterhouse or something, right?
Yeah.
Definitely was a jarring experience, but we made it to the airport. We hopped on the plane. We made it down over to Seattle. Just by the skin of our teeth, we made it to the next flight because I thought we were gonna have a little more longer of a layover, but it took forever to deboard. I forgot. I think it was because it was birds or something like that.
Bird strike.
Yeah, a bird strike happened, so we couldn't get onto the next plane for a minute. And I was like, "Oh shit, we're gonna miss that connecting flight." But we made it. We got the van, and Steve did a much better job driving and not feeling like he's gonna kill us all. In Montana, all the way up from Bozeman, Montana to Great Falls. That was a hell of a
Tap
beautiful
that bitch
view.
out at 98 miles per hour.
Oh yeah, we were flying, but you were still doing a better job than the professional driver. I'm not gonna lie. I felt safer in your hands than I did the professional driver's hands.
Yeah.
That was definitely interesting. Even though you're pushing a buck, and we made it there, and it was gorgeous. The whole ride was gorgeous. So going through the canyon, seeing the mountaintops, seeing some snow caps. We didn't see any wild. Oh, some people said they saw some deer on the way up.
Yeah,
Some
antelope.
Antelope. Okay.
Antelope, cows, horses,
More cows.
more cows,
Poop smell.
fake horses.
Mm-hmm.
Fake horses.
Yeah, don't you remember they had the fake horses up on the left on the mountain, all over the mountain?
No, I didn't see that.
You remember?
Yeah, there was like a bunch of metal horses on the mountain.
Oh shit! I didn't know that.
Yeah, some
Did
of
we
them had
catch it?
heads.
Did we get a picture of that or something or no?
I'm sure.
No.
I'm sure somebody got a picture.
I gotta
We'll
see that
find
shit.
it.
I didn't.
I think they got spooked.
Fair. And then we made it there. And we had drop off a couple people and go to Walmart, right, to pick up a couple of things that said some things said were delivered, some things weren't delivered, or some shit like that. So we went to go to Walmart to pick up the rest.
That right there was a disaster on the delivery things.
Everything delivery. Oh my god, that was a fucking nightmare. It was an absolute chaos.
Fucking close.
Most certainly was.
We didn't get the covers. We've got the sheets. We didn't get the pillowcases. The beds came in the next day. It was a fucking clusterfuck. We didn't get the shirts. It was when it comes to deliveries and food, it was a clusterfuck.
Yes.
Yeah.
He better give you your money back.
He did.
Good.
And I'll never use them again. I'll tell you that much.
Bad business altogether.
What
Yeah.
a fucking ass.
That was definitely a pain in the
shirts
ass.
to compete in, though, which is good.
What was that?
At least we had shirts to compete in, which is good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We all competed in these awesome shirts. They're comfortable. Then let's see, what did we do the next day? So we slept until we got to get up kind of early because we had to be in Helena for Broadwater Hot Springs, I think it was called, that we went to.
Yep.
That was beautiful. It was prettier than I thought, than anticipated. You know, the pictures that I saw really didn't do it justice, I think. In my opinion, I thought it was really cool. I tried to get everyone to jump in the cold plunge before jumping in, but nobody wanted to trust me on that one.
I jumped in the cold plunge. What are you talking about?
No, first. I wanted to get you to go in there before you jumped in the hot tub. But no, you didn't want to.
No. That right there was cruel. As soon as I jumped in there, I felt my body it would just get solid. It was like I was going to sink it to the bottom like a stone.
It was definitely cold.
It had 50 degrees. I mean, that's not that cold, but that's cold.
Yeah, it's cold. It's cold. And then, with Sam, I think he fell asleep in it for a second. He went in there. He's like, "Oh, this is not bad."
Sam's a freak of nature.
Yeah, he is. They had a cold plunge. They had a warm bath, and then a hot bath. All of it was fed naturally by a locally sourced hot springs water that they heated it up and then they cooled it down. It was all really a cool experience. They had a restaurant there on site, a full-on gym that I gotta say, I gotta applaud every one of our arm wrestlers who didn't go into the gym to go work out, even though they may have wanted to. They didn't. They had a sauna there, steam room. We hung out there for a few hours. Then we went back to the mansion, got ourselves ready for the weigh-ins. Then we went to the weigh-ins. That was probably the shortest drive of the whole trip, going from the mansion to the weigh-ins. That was cool. There's a little music hall, casino place or whatever.
Casinos on every corner. Every corner.
Every corner. Every which way you turn. It's like 7-Eleven here in New York. You know, there's a casino at every corner you turn.
Yep.
And then we got to go to when we did weigh-ins, we did a little bit of interviews, pictures. We did face-offs. That was a cool thing. Did you guys get any when you faced off against your opponents, did you get any feel for what was to come type of deal?
No. It was a right hand. I don't put any stock in a right versus the left unless I'm pulling the right hand. Doesn't matter to me. Everybody's so different.
Wasn't there.
What was that, Raj?
I said one of my opponents wasn't even there for the face-off, so I really didn't even get nothing out of that.
That's right.
So, nothing.
Yeah.
That makes it tricky.
Well, I'll tell you, for me, I faced off against Kevin, I did hold his hand left, and he said he actually wanted to go lefty, and I was like, if you went lefty, you were not going to like this, and if his left is better than his right now, because he complained about his right being injured, I was like, I knew right then and there, I was like, oh, this kid is in more trouble than I thought he was. You know, this is going to be an easy day at the office. But we had a lot of fun with that. And then what did we do after that? We went back to, we came back to the house. We went to the hot tub, right? So we didn't do the hot tub the first night there.
The hot tub played a major part throughout the weekend. I promise you that. I spent more hours in the hot tub than probably the house.
You probably did. Spend more time in a hot tub between that and the hot springs. It was definitely the case.
And I know 6 people in the hot tub can definitely bottom out the water.
There ain't no 6-person hot tub. False advertising.
Nope.
Well, they didn't account for large ass arm wrestlers either. We're dense as fuck, so. And then let's see, what else did we have going on before the event?
We had a good time all together. I mean, every little
Yeah.
moment. I mean, we didn't even have to go anywhere. Just being in each other's company was it was amazing. I mean,
It was
we connected everywhere. Every one of us. I mean, there was not one person in the house that was conflict. I mean, there was just all cool. I liked it.
definitely was a great experience all in all. Oh, after the weigh-ins and face-offs, we went out to eat. We feasted at this really nice restaurant that was recommended to me, and then I got blamed for it being super expensive, but I think it was well worth every penny of it.
It doesn't help when you get other people's tables added to your check, though, too.
That's who actually end up buying almost half of what 15 people ordered between two people.
Yeah.
These guys, they spared no expense on themselves, but I didn't think they were expecting that we were going to pay for them, but it was, definitely jarring when we saw the bill. It was like, holy shit, that's like almost 50% of what 15 of us ordered.
Yep.
Between two people who from out that way. So
Maybe they had
know how
that
to
plan.
eat.
You never know. Maybe they had that plan. Maybe they thought we were nice enough to get it by, You never know. You never know.
Yeah,
It was
you
sketchy.
never know. Definitely sketchy. It was definitely. So that was a fun night out though. I got Madison to eat steak from a restaurant. She says she normally just gets a burger when she goes out. So I got her to enjoy a little bit of the steak. She said it was one of the greatest things that she ever had. She enjoyed it. And then what else? What else did we do?
Maddie was something else. I mean, her performance alone, I mean, that right there.
Hell yeah.
It was something else.
Well,
Dominant.
so then, she discovered she had the largest bicep that night because we did measurements.
We don't need to rub that in, all right? We don't need to rub it in.
Let's inflate it a
sore
little bit more.
subject.
She deserves it. She deserves the inflation.
She'd be on the Zoom, but her bicep would take up too much room. She wouldn't be able to fit on the screen.
Yeah.
She definitely had questions and doubts in her mind until she found out that she had the largest bicep, and then from that moment forward, it was like she was off to the races. She was ready to go and take over the world with that bicep of hers.
Out of all the measurements altogether, okay, we were the top three altogether in the whole building. Okay, so we had Maddie 21, we had Ben at 19 and probably 3/4 or and a half, and me coming in at 18 and a quarter. So I mean, we had the biggest guns in the room.
And then there was me with the smallest one. I think I had the smallest one out of everybody.
I thought that was your opponent.
No, he had.
Because you made him look weak, big dog. You made him look like he had the smallest arms.
He never got to use that bicep.
Nope,
well, actually, because you did hook him that last round.
Yep, exactly. I gave him a chance to show him show the world what he's got, but I put him to sleep after that.
I was wondering if he was going to go the 5th round with you. I was wondering if that was going to happen.
I was ready to do it.
Dog. There's no way.
I was ready. For it.
After coming into the stage with your entourage and your fucking kid wrestling music, and you perform like that, I mean, that right there, I would have went home and cried myself to sleep.
But all in all, big shout out to Kevin. He was very polite and very humble about it.
Except him flashing my girl Maddie. That right there is a no. You don't do that.
Yeah, no,
you don't do that. You don't let your ego get caught up.
Because he got his wrist cracked back from her. That's why he did that.
Next time he does something like that, I'm gonna break that arm. I'm just saying.
Yeah, so he was he got his wrist cracked back when they're after pulling a little bit, and I don't think he liked that. So from Maddie. And then obviously put Maddie in the hook. Maddie's not really good in the hook. And then he starts pinning her.
Manhandling.
That's not really, that's not the way you do things, but it is what it is.
That's not gentlemanlike.
No, definitely not. It is. I don't know how they do things in Montana, but that's not how we do things over here.
Nah,
Definitely not.
she liked him in the beginning. I don't know how she feels about him now.
Not very good. Not very good. Amazing how you can be a fan of someone until you meet them. You know,
Things can change like that.
Like that, yeah.
You know.
Be good to your fans, people. Be good to your fans.
Yep, that's what makes you, man, is
True.
your fans. You know, so always have respect for your fans. Always take care of them. You know, because that's how he's, you know, in his little town and in his little state. You know, that's how people know him, is to have that flashy look and be the way he is, and supposedly beating everybody and nobody can beat him. And well, that's not the truth. And hopefully everything else on, you know, about him isn't not the truth either. Hopefully he does hold himself up to be a better person. But when it comes to the table, just like the guy that was talking shit on the internet saying that he wanted to bet me $100 for Dan, and same thing, you know, I got my $100. I knew Dan was going to win. You know,
You had to chase the guy. What are you talking about? He was trying to run through the front door.
yeah, I thought he wasn't coming first. And that's what I saw on the internet, that he wasn't coming. And then I seen him there, and then he goes, "Hey, you're Steve." And I was like, "Who are you?" And he goes, "I'm the one that's got the bet with you, the $100 bet." I'm like, "Oh," I was like, "You brought the money?" And he's like, "Yeah." I was just like, "All right." I mean, as soon as Dan won, I looked over to him and I went, he was not happy about that. So I let him go in the interview, do his thing or whatever. And as soon as everything was over, I went right over. I mean, because last thing I want is for people
Let
to
this
drop.
be a future lesson. When you make a bet with our boy Steve, you're going to honor the bet. You're going to honor it.
He
Hell
did,
yeah.
bro.
And you better show up. You better show up and be there to honor it.
Yeah, that's another thing too. You know, if you're gonna try to make a bet with me or something like that, you got to be there in person, like I'm gonna be. You know, you can't try to make these over the internet bets. That's not how things work here. I mean, if you want to do something, you got to be there live to watch it, to make sure we both see it, and you're there with the cash in hand, plain and simple. You know, that's how it is.
Sure.
You know, I don't do any Zelle, no Cash App shit, no none of that. Fuck that.
Cash money.
Yeah, cash money. But I like to see that match with Sam and Hunter Bratton again. Add a 7. See what happens.
I would definitely run that back one time one of these days.
Hell yeah, that would be a good match to see. I definitely think that.
Yep.
That definitely deserves a rematch.
Not out of 5. I would want it to see it out of 7. Really.
Ooh,
the other thing is,
grinder.
Yeah.
If we could find a time when he's healthy on both arms, we can totally do like left and right.
There you go.
That'd be good.
That would be a fun
Where's
one.
he out of?
Well, he was from Montana. I'm not real sure on where.
Because there was a lot of people in Washington, Alberta, so I didn't know if he was out of any one of those. You know.
I think he was out
He
of
said he was
Montana.
Okay.
Pretty sure.
There's a lot of guys from Alberta and Washington, though. Like Roger was saying, a lot of guys.
There was only 2 people in that whole tournament that were really from Montana. That really kind of irked me a little bit, because we want to challenge each state. You know, each state's athletes, not who they can muster up. You know.
That's true.
We're the Tri-state. We represent Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey. That's it, you know, and you know, that's what we come out.
We did say that they were able to get people from Canada if they needed to, you know. So it was an agreement that, you know, we didn't say how many.
We should at least have like 50% of their team should be, you know, their state, you know, their state.
What if we say, because like I'm from a little further away, what if we give like a combined distance? Like, doesn't matter who you get from where, but it's got to have a certain combined distance to.
So like they can't draft somebody from, you know, Russia or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or they could have one guy from Russia. They could have one guy from Russia.
Because
and nobody else.
We have a Russian that lives in our area, though. That's
right.
He lives in our area.
Yeah, that's different, though. He's from other Russia, but he, like you said, he lives in our area. You know what I mean?
So if they have a
like, it would be
Russian that's
Northwest
in
versus
their
Northeast
area,
in that case. It's Northwest versus Northeast, right?
yeah,
I don't give a fuck as long as we whatever we agreed upon is good. If they get somebody from
Yeah.
fucking Sweden and he lives in fucking in Utah, all good. Utah is right there next to Montana. We said close states, it's fine. You know what I mean?
that's a great.
I'm okay with that, but I don't know. Like, I kind of agree with Roger a little bit. We should do something like written up that's going to be at least 50% from that. You know what I mean?
It'll make it where we can at least, I mean, if this is going to be a series, we can hit each state up individually and have, their start athletes, so we're not running them too many,
We're probably going to hit the biggest states up. You know what I mean? Like Florida, California, Texas. You know what I mean? So we're probably going to hit the biggest states up. I was already looking at mansions. You know what I mean? Because the house that we were at was nice and big and everything else, but wasn't a gigantic mansion. I would say yes, a lot of beds, yes, a lot of rooms, jacuzzi, double deck, the whole nine. But in Florida, there's actually fucking mansion columns in front of the fucking house. So
we're talking about Miami. I mean, there's a lot of things in Miami.
Yeah, Orlando, Florida, and Miami, Florida. I was looking because I don't know where we're going to be at, but Orlando has a lot. A lot. What's up, fucker? Saying hi to Chuck.
What's up, Chuck?
What's up, Chuck?
Chuck who? I can't see him.
It says because Chuck Bardo said, "Hey, fuckers."
Oh, Bardo. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Lucky I haven't got a phone call yet.
Right?
Say again.
I said I'm lucky I haven't got a phone call from Bardo. He's gonna kick my ass for losing.
Awesome. That's awesome, Dan.
There you go. So everybody can see who's saying what, and that way no one's confused with who's saying what.
Gotcha.
I have a request, Steve. I think you need a third ref whose designated purpose for mine and Zach match is just somebody for Zach to argue with, because he's always he's always up in there with the refs.
Yeah, we have to do something on the reffing and stuff. It's got to be different. If we don't do it here before it, the Florida one will be next year, and we'll make sure that the refs are on point and they're certified. You know, there'll be an extra ref. I'm thinking maybe to, I don't know. I mean, to I guess walk around the whole thing to see, make sure elbows and everything else like that. Because it is good to be, have a down ref, and it's good to have a head ref, but. I don't know. Maybe I don't know if we need the cameras there. We have the camera views, but I really don't know what else we need to do to make sure everything goes the way it's supposed to. I'm going to say honestly for next time, no little jumps or anything like that. If your elbow comes off the fucking pad, it's a foul.
It's stop it. It's stop it.
Because I did notice that the Montana guys actually, the guys representing the country folk, they were actually doing a lot more elbow hops than we were.
Well, because we're used to that. You have to keep your elbow on the fucking pad, plain and simple.
Yeah.
I mean, so
or get fouled out.
Or get fouled out, right? Imagine if this was a match over here. They would be fouled out every single fucking match.
Without a doubt.
You know what I mean? So we'll run it back. We'll do it different. You know what I mean? Next time we'll do it to make sure that the rules are elbow stays on the table. If you don't pin somebody with your elbow on the table, I don't give a fuck if you hop a quarter of an inch, your elbow comes off the fucking pad. That's it. You know what I mean? That's a foul. That's it. You can't. We have to start all over again. Get a foul. That's it. I'm not doing this shit again to where we get so goddamn close to where I got to scream my balls off to make sure Sam gets a fair shot, and they're not bringing up somebody to interview somebody else. While meanwhile, I got to scream my ass off and be like, "Run it black, replay it. This is bullshit." Blah blah blah. And then finally, all right. We'll replay it. And then the replay was right, just like I said.
Yeah. I felt like I felt like Jody Lorette screaming, "Elbow! Elbow!"
It's funny.
That was me.
It was me. We were both. All of us were screaming elbow. You weren't the only one, brother. We were all screaming. Go back to listen. You'll hear it. You'll hear all of our voices screaming on top of our lungs. I thought I was gonna blow, a blood vessel doing it. I saw you go, and then we had the guy from the crowd who had no idea what the sport of arm wrestling was about. And he goes, "Let me guess what he's gonna say." And he was like, "Oh, of course we're gonna say it." I thought you were gonna murder that.
Well, yeah. Well, the guy was saying, "I wonder what he's going to say next," and I was saying, elbow, elbow, and he kept on saying, "I wonder what he's going to say next." And I looked back and I was like, "I guess you don't know the rules." And he's like, "No." I was just like, "Well, that's why you're saying what you're saying because you don't have an idea what you're talking about."
He had no idea.
No, and then afterwards he came over. He goes, "I didn't realize who you were and stuff, and you were part of the team and part of the production and stuff." So he shook my hand, and it's all good. It's all in good faith.
Yeah.
All good. I get it. Some people aren't involved as much as I was, there, but you guys are my team. I'm going to look out for you in the setup, especially in the setup to make sure everything goes the way it's supposed to in the whole match, obviously. So I'm going to do whatever I have to do to make sure you guys get a fair shot of what you're supposed to. You know what I mean? So as much as it takes. So.
I did enjoy the energy that was there. There's definitely a lot of energy from both sides of the fence. It was definitely the pullers from the country folks who, some of them I didn't have any interaction with before this event, really. Some of them I hadn't even interacted in Messenger, let alone, had a conversation with them. And it was nice, though. Some of them were really, really nice to connect with and get to know a little bit more.
A shout out to Chuck, actually one of the best refs that we have here in the tri-state area now. I couldn't even imagine how much you were screaming through the fucking TV, Chuck, because I know how strict and how good of a ref you are that you would be immediately calling these fouls. You know what I mean? And it just shows from us from the tri-state area how many guys can see that and how many guys were involved in knowing, what's supposed to be what, so but I know, believe I know.
Yeah.
He did. He really did. Roger did because of his setups. I know. He should have gotten into a hook after he lost over for his top roll. So he should have went into a hook with his left. He was stronger there too. So yeah, but I agree with you. He lost it in the setup. Yeah, I know. It was horrifying. It really was.
But I promise I'm going to get better, and that setup is not going to be an excuse next time. I promise.
That's all. Listen, getting better and learning from your mistakes is what this is all about moving forward. Now you know what to work on and what to perfect. Get your ass to the table with a group of people, not just bullying, not just doing pulley work. That's what and work on those angles of the height. The height is good. Is what what really hurts you.
Yeah.
Roger had
just experience in tall people's arms will be another advantage,
Yeah.
Roger had such a good hit on both those guys' arms too. If you remember, Roger literally slammed with everything and almost got him, and then he had to work himself back all over again. But his hit was so good.
It was on point.
It really is a complicated sport, though. Just like MMA, there's counters and counter moves.
Yeah.
Trying to pick the right one is hard.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially when you've never pulled the puller before. That right there, it's an understatement.
100%. You don't know what he's going to do, and you don't know, how he is. If his hand's strong, if he's if he's going to go in for a cup or a hook or a top roll or press, you really don't know. So I 100% agree with you. You know what I mean?
And another thing is, the more videos you have online, the more homework they can do on you. So I mean, the thing is, he did his homework on me perfectly. He kept me out of the hook.
Oh yeah.
I know I have a lot of videos out there but I had trouble finding stuff on that left of his.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was strong as hell. Ray did a good job reffing. Look, I don't agree on some of the calls that were made. During the matches, especially with the elbows and stuff. They were saying it's because of my, the way I was looking at it from the site. I was looking at it, but from my fucking site, the elbow was off the pad. So Ray, I think, did a good job. But all in all, the reffing could have been a little bit better. I don't think from Ray's side, I think Ray did a pretty good job, but always you can't.
I get Ray. I mean, trying to follow the rules we agreed upon. That's kind of his job. So If we decide we don't like the micro elbow hops or whatever, then I'm sure he'll be great at picking whatever that rule is. Just gotta define it clearly.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we know next time, no micro jumps.
No.
Yeah, next time we don't agree to that. Next time we just don't.
Next time
you know,
we go anywhere, we'll make sure the rules are set before we go, and we know that there are no micro jumps or anything like that. Elbow gets off the pad; it's an automatic foul. You know what I mean? It's just we got to make sure the rules are set and we know exactly what we're doing. You know what was said. You know, same thing from the beginning. We were supposed to do WAF rules, and then we ended up doing IFA. So there's a lot of stuff that was misconstrued. You know what I mean? The way that we thought it was supposed to be done and it wasn't done. But all you know, our team still won.
Yep. With, you know, evening things out with my match, and then Maddie coming in, swooping in, taking over the winning match. She was a tiebreaker.
She was and Ben was.
Energy. What?
It was back and forth. I said she was and Ben was. It was just back and forth, which was
great.
Yeah.
The ties were going back and forth the whole time, really. You know what I mean? We were winning, then they tied us, then they were one up, then we tied them. You know what I mean? So it was all back and forth the whole time. And hey, Paul, you better get ready for Florida next year, Paul. At 240.
Yeah, Paul. Yeah, let's get Paul back. Get back on track with this, man. You got to join us next time, man. I will say Ben's match surprised me as to how he performed.
Yeah,
that was a big surprise. That was amazing.
Him again, man. He did a phenomenal job. He really did.
That was incredible. How he just caught that hit and just yanked him literally from a fucking
from
losing
back
position.
Yep, all the way back.
All the way back. That was amazing to watch. That actually fired me up that much more for my match. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, yeah. It was intense as all hell, man.
Len had a good hit, but I think that's the only thing that he really had. It was just that hit. You know what I mean? It looked like he had some strength behind it, but Ben had so much more strength behind his. It was just ridiculous. He was able to, and I don't think Ben was actually trying to catch. I think Ben was actually hitting so slow that by the time he was hitting, he was here, literally trying to hit. You know what I mean? And he had to do something with it, and he had to bring it all the way back. But I was surprised. Ben did a great job. Took him in the straps. After he had him in the straps, it was nowhere Len could go. You know what I mean? It was straight to the pad. So Ben did an absolutely phenomenal job winning. Hats off to him, beating Len. I'd have to say Garrett Tupper too. Garrett Tupper had a phenomenal match, man. People were saying Zach this, Zach that. And look, don't get me wrong. Zach is a really good guy. He's a really good person. Maybe in Alberta. Actually, no, he is the number one puller for 154 in Alberta. So I give him a lot of props, you know. He's doing his thing down there. But I wouldn't even say he met his match because Garrett honestly had a lot more than what Zach had. I mean, so I wouldn't say he met his match.
It looked like he was, no matter where he went.
Yeah.
Garrett had
Yeah.
Garrett was very comfortable. Very comfortable.
Even in the last one, he actually looked at him and he looked around. That's the Garrett special right there. Is when he looked around and it's just that's how you know he's got you right there. You know what I mean? If at that point he's doing that, you know, he could have held him at any point, you know. So but I give a lot of props to Zach. He put in a lot of work. He did a lot, man. He's fast as hell. I know that night he was telling me that he was not he didn't have his speed with him, you know, and it kind of looked like it because I seen him pull before and he was not as fast as I seen him before. But all in all, it is what it is. You know what I mean? They both did a great job. Garrett came out with the win, and Garrett looked really good, man. He looked really, really strong, man. So I give my hats off to Garrett, man. He did a great job.
I was very impressed with how quickly he was quick work. I was like, whoa. Okay, we gotta start getting ready sooner than later. Our matches later on.
And it looks like we got Paul Cruz on the chat real quick.
Yeah, I said what's up to Paul Cruz. That's why I said Paul's going to be coming with us on. You better be coming with us next year, Paul.
I want him to clear his calendar next year for Florida. That's all I want to say.
That'd be great.
Hell yeah.
For the 242s.
Yeah,
He'd be unstoppable.
Vladimir.
230 for Ben. Or he can go to 234 with the holding allowance, and then I think Paul would be at 240, right?
What are we shooting for Florida? Is that like in May, you think?
Yeah, I'm thinking May.
You hear that, Paul? May. Put it on the calendar.
May.
Get it done.
May we're going to be going, Paul. It's going to be even a nicer and bigger mansion that we had the last time. I was already looking in Orlando, Florida, and Miami. So we're definitely going to be going out there. I'm not sure who we're going to be going up against. I have an idea of who I can call, a couple of guys who I can call who we could be going up against. And I got to find Maddie a match too to make sure we have a match for her. But yeah, I'll let you know the dates ASAP. We just got to put something together for people in Florida first. And then after we put something together, then we'll know what dates we can do everything. But yeah, that's going to be good too. Same thing, party bus, go to the airport, same shit again, go to Florida. It'll be much faster because we're not going to have to be traveling 12 hours for the whole fucking day to get there. So it'll only be a 2-hour flight. So we'll get there to Florida.
We'll have direct flights. Yeah, we'll have direct flights.
Direct flights to Florida.
Because there's a lot more available in that regard.
And we can go to the beach, relax. We can go wherever we want. You know, with the day we get with Thursday. Friday, we do the same thing on weigh-ins. Saturday is, match night. And even
I would like to make a suggestion. Maybe if we can, if it's in the budget, of course, we make it a little bit. We have a full day of hanging out the day after, instead of just jumping right on the plane the next morning. That's something that I would like to do differently. Just stay for like an extra day and head home on Monday. And have a day just kind of unwind and decompress and enjoy what that state or area has to offer.
We can probably, what I was saying before, we can probably do Sunday, but Sunday we can probably leave a little bit later because it's only about a 2-hour flight. So what we can do is obviously go down there, leave later. Instead of leaving at 4 o'clock in the fucking morning, you know what I mean? We can probably leave at, 7 o'clock in the afternoon at night, you know what I mean? And get home by 9, so we can do the same thing and not even get home that late either, But spend the rest of the day, the majority of the day on the beach or hanging out on Sunday so we could do something for that Sunday. We couldn't really do it. Imagine if we could if we hung out an hour extra, we would get home at fucking 2 o'clock in the morning. You know what I mean? If we left Montana. Montana was way too much traveling. Just the bus there to get to the airport. And then it was one plane to another airport. And then it was another plane to another airport. Then there was another bus to get home to my house. So it was like almost 10 to 12 hours of traveling just to get there.
Yeah, no, it was definitely an insane level of traveling. We got Jay on the screen as well. Welcome to the show.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
What's up, Jay?
I was running a little bit late. I figured I'd see who was still on. I didn't even want to bother waiting and checking in first.
We're still on. But like I was saying, Aiden had a good match. Mason was a little bit too much for him, a little too fast for him, a little bit too experienced for him. But he was able to catch him, in the third round. So, but it's just that Mason adjusted way too quick, way too fast, And some people are just a little bit on a different level. Mason is on that different level. He really is. I give him a lot of props. He's a 3-time world champion, Mason. So obviously he did what he.
I think he said 5 or 7 national.
Yeah,
or something like that.
I know he's a 3-time world champion.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second.
And he's not old. He's like 22, maybe.
Yeah, he's young.
Something like that.
He's young. He's in his early 20s, definitely. Young buck. He's really nice kid. Really nice, good energy. I enjoyed just talking with him because him and his girlfriend or fiance, I think, very friendly. They joined us for dinner after the weigh-ins. Actually, that was kind of cool. They hung out with us. And then, so Jay,
Yeah.
your experience, because we talked all about the travel there, the travel back a little bit, but your overall experience. Why don't you go ahead and share while we got you on screen?
But I loved it. I thought the idea right from the beginning was great. I mean, I don't like harping on it. I'm sure somebody else has mentioned it. We traveled a lot. It was a long time of travel. It is what it is, right? It was long. It was a little bit tiring and everything, but the experience overall, I think everybody has said it, and I feel the same. It was really great to get to know everybody. The team, the community, if you will, the experience the night of. I mean, the production. The way the event was put together, everything was really, really great. It was top notch. It was professional. Like I said, the travel, but still, the party bus, the way Steve put everything together was amazing. I know you helped out as well. Little things at the venue, again, no extra table, but there were two little things to really complain about. The overall experience was amazing. The concept is great. And like I said from the beginning, like I knew some of the people, right? I knew some of the people. I thought it was great that Steve knew everybody, right? Like you could tell we were picked, whether you were the first person, the third, whatever it was, Steve knew you. He didn't just call you up and go, hey, this is who I am and this is what I want to do, right? Like we picked city slickers. We picked people from our area that he knew that there was a relationship with. And I think that helped tremendously for the overall like team morale, the team aspect. And it helped us to get to know each other better while we were there. I knew half of you, but a bunch of people, like, I mean, I knew who Sam was, but I didn't know Sam. You know what I mean? Like there were a bunch of people I didn't know, and it was cool to get to know these people, build that relationship, and whatever's in the future. I have that many more people in my corner, that many more people to help me, to train with, to work with, to talk to. Win or lose, we're all only getting better from this. I think this dramatically helped everybody kind of move up. However big or small the level, we're all moving forward because of this.
Yep, absolutely, definitely love that. That was my favorite part about this whole trip, was that we were able to actually connect with people that some people actually, I know Jay and know you, Jay, but I never really spent that much time sitting down and talking with you, and we got to connect on a level that we never did previously. So, like same thing with Roger. I've seen him at a multitude of tournaments, but never actually got to like hang out with him for hours on end type of deal. It's definitely brought the friendship to a new level that I'm very grateful for. So Steve didn't, help make sure this, went off. None of that, those connections would have existed. And that's exactly what this show is about, is to collaborating and pull together to get stronger together on and off the table.
Yeah. I think it was great.
I think it helped with that a lot.
I think it was a great thing altogether. We all got along. Everybody was good. Everybody was having fun. But yeah. Jay, you still want to be on the team, Jay?
Wait, what'd you say?
I said you still want to be on the team?
Oh, of course. No, please, man. Sean's a great competitor, man. I got nothing to say. Like I said, listen, you win, you lose. I know how I felt. I know what the situation was. I know exactly what went wrong. I know what I need to work on and so forth. I could explain tons of things. I had a great time. I'm only getting better, man. If there's a continued spot, I would love to, 100%.
So I'm going to do the same thing that I told Sam about is we're going to set up a super match with you and somebody else, whoever, another 198 guy. If somebody wants to challenge you for the spot, that's good. I'm going to ask him if you want to come on board for the spot, then you can challenge him, and whoever wins that super match will be coming to Florida with us.
Cool.
And we'll do the same thing. Sam's up for it. He's going to go up against Lee at Battle of the Tri-State. If he beats,
nice, very nice, cool. That's cool.
Sam will be coming with us again. Which I want you guys on the team, but I also want to make sure that everybody wants has a fair shot. You know what I mean? And obviously not only that, but if they want to be on the team and they want this opportunity again, they'll fight for the opportunity again, which they will. You know what I mean? I can't just give
sure.
say, hey, here you go, you know, even though you guys lost. So I want to make sure that everybody gets a chance. And look, if I pick a guy that you guys can beat, that just shows me that, you know, I made the mistake on getting a guy that's less better than whoever was there before. You know what I mean? So that just shows me that, you know what I mean, whoever was there, like Sam or you, and if you end up beating these guys, then obviously, you know, that's the reason why you're on the team, because you're better. That's what it is. You know what I mean? But I think you guys will definitely be on the team again. I think that'll be 100%.
No, I like that opportunity.
Yeah.
I'm totally fine with that, man. Like I told you, you know, I took me a minute with the whole B-dub thing, right? Or with the Buffalo Wild Wings event coming up. I think it's on the 27th of November.
Yeah.
Took me a while to get back with that because it's a cool event. It was kind of a complicated day for me because it's the day before I host Thanksgiving. It's a big holiday for me, but you know, I know that match with Flip went to somebody else, but if there's somebody else, that day's still open for me. Or listen, let me know what you think, man. I need, part of my issue was that I have not done that as much as I need to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Part of it was just the mental feeling and being in the moment. You know what I mean? I've gotten back into the tournament thing. I'm making the comeback, but you know, the super match is a different thing. You know what I'm saying? It's a one-on-one. It's a different mindset. And look, you know, I get having to kind of like re-earn the spot, but I honestly, I think it only helps me too. I need more experience with it. You know, I need to get more of that. So it's good.
Yeah.
Can I give you the best experience possible?
I think what we should do, because I don't want to take that match away from you, Jay, is what we'll do is that you'll get the winner of whoever wins Wade or Flip. And we'll do that for 198.
I'm cool with that.
Because I think Wade is still a good competitor to go up against. So you guys go back and forth all the time. Yeah. And if you end up beating him and whichever arm you pick, that whichever one you're stronger with, because if he wants to go left and right, we'll only pick one definitive arm for the super match. You know what I mean? Because that's what last time. So if you want to pull him left, then we'll make sure that the match that we pick on, if you beat him left, then obviously you're back on. You know what I mean?
Cool. I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that. Both
good night, Chuck. Thank you for tuning in, man.
They're very different competitors, so I'm cool with either one because, you know, one I'm more comfortable with one than the other, but I need to be comfortable on both sides, right? It's interesting because you got a hooker there who's a little heavy, and you got a super fast, kind of light top roller, so that's cool. I like that idea.
I think that would be good, and I think we'll actually make that. I'll ask Wade and Flip, whoever wins, if they want to do a super match with you at the Battle of the Tri-State. So we'll set that up for Battle of the Tri-State too.
Cool.
And then we'll take care of that at those dates too as well. So we'll do that.
I like that.
Well, fellas, I need to get off. I'm going to eat some dinner real quick before going to bed. All right.
Roger, man. I'll see you, man.
Thank you for joining us, Roger. Appreciate you, man.
See ya.
No problem. Yeah, have a good one.
I do love the progression, or the possibility of progression in the sport. And Steve's right that it gives everybody an equal chance to get onto the bigger stage and get on there. And I mean, to one of our comments, Matt Bush says that free live stream was absolutely incredible. The quality was definitely worth $5 to $10 for sure. I actually agree with that. I think that, you know, people would have spent the money for like at least $5 for something like that. Each of those matches were definitely worthy of that level of caliber, in my opinion.
I feel like we're limited on what we can bring, right, as far as production. So we probably ought to, I guess, pay attention to the different events for like Florida, like who's got that great production quality.
Yeah, if we're going to be a traveling team, I was going to say the same thing, Sam. You know, if we're going to be going to them,
it's hard. Yeah,
we need to. You know, I think it's fine that we didn't charge. You guys didn't charge for the first one. I think it's great to give the people something, let them know what we're about. But yeah, Dan, I agree. I mean, I think we can. But yeah, I'm not sure who in Florida has that that production. Montana had really good production. I got to give them that. There were little things, but there's little things in everything, right? Like there's always something. You could always make up something you wanted or you didn't, but the production was really cool. They really had their stuff together. So I'm curious who in Florida we can get for that.
There's always room for growth, right?
100%.
And like for that level of production, that one definitely is going to be a hard one to duplicate. But we don't have to have that level necessarily. That could be one of the things that others aspire to. Say, oh, whoa, can we do that too, or can we gain access to something like that? Because if we can, that will help elevate the sport as a whole, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Speaking of elevating the sport as a whole, I wanted to share with the viewers one of the things that was kind of cool that they did was a little different at this event that I've never seen. They got fat heads made up of us, of a couple of us bowlers. And I flew home with this thing, and they were wondering, people were asking me, stopping, what's the story behind it? And I told them about us being arm wrestlers. And, people are like, oh, that's cool. Wait, arm wrestling is that big? And I'm like, well, it's becoming that. It's becoming that. And then the last flight attendant was like, oh my God, do you know that guy, Devin Lorette? And I ended up saying, yeah, I do. And she goes, wait, you know him? Like, I was like, yeah, I know him personally. And she started like going crazy about being like, my boyfriend and I were getting into arm wrestling and watching it. And we're very curious about it. I ended up putting her on, they're from Washington. So I hooked her up with a couple of the other Washington State arm wrestlers, as well as Tim Talmadge. Shout out to him. And then she was like, would you mind if I got a picture with you? And I was like, I mean, okay, sure. I'm not anybody special in the sport, but sure, why not? So it was definitely getting more interest and traction involved. And so that's what this was all about. That's what this event was all about, is to get more intriguing people, more people's interest in the sport, as well as connecting them with the pullers. Each of us had our stories. Like we had the interview session with Steve on Steve's Facebook on Saturday before the matches. And please tune into Steve's Facebook and check it out, because it was a really cool, eye-opening experience to really get to know and connect. I heard things about people that I didn't even know. And I've seen some of these guys for, tournaments on end. I've been in the sport for 4 years, right? But now I really feel like I got a closer look into and understanding of who these people are. Cruz says that the styles make the matches, and I fully agree with that. I think that stylistically somebody can either have a different style, or they have different body mechanics. As Jay and I were talking about it, certain people just are genetically gifted in a certain way that makes it that much more challenging to work against.
It's funny, Cruz said that of all people,
right?
That's exactly what Paul is.
What was that, Sam?
No, I said that's exactly what Paul is. Very, very strong. I mean, great athlete, but I mean, he's built for this. Paul's built for this sport, man. He's an amazing puller for many reasons, but he's definitely built for it physically.
Steve's mic off?
Oh, it's on. He muted it.
He's talking.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I'd like to see. It sounded like John Cervantes was interested in doing it too, and I trained with him. He's really qualified. I don't know what weights did Roger pull.
He did 230 and 242, those two classes.
Yeah, John's a little bit lighter, but honestly, 230. I think he'd kill most anyone.
Well, I mean, not for nothing, we also had Vladimir, who pulled both 209 and 2 220.
Yep.
And he killed both of those classes.
He can pull higher.
That was
he can even go higher if we needed him to as well. The guy's strong. He's technical. That guy's a freaking workhorse. Shout out to Vladimir, man. Ooh, man,
that was a frightening performance, to be honest with you. That was. That was beyond impressive, man. I don't know. And he pulled the heavier guy, the guy with the bigger hands. He pulled him second.
Yeah,
and it was almost a better performance. Like he almost played with him more than the first, man. He's very, very impressive. I knew he was good. I didn't know he was. I didn't know he was like that.
Well, I do want to shout out that the second opponent, he only had 10 months experience on the table. He was brand new, Miles Hutton, brand new to the sport. You know, the kid's got, talk about genetic gifts. You know, if you don't know how to use them yet, you're obviously not going to do that well with it. But once he learns, that guy's going to be a force to reckon with.
Definitely.
Yeah. No, he's going to be great. He really is, man. Just shaking his hands is you can tell.
You can tell, most definitely.
100%.
And then the first guy he went up against, though, Chris Johnson, definitely was a strong dude as well. You know, he definitely has. He's I think a couple of years in the sport too. And he's young as well. So you know, this event really showcased the possibility of progression in the sport, right? The different levels that we have in it right now, and the levels that people can work towards.
Just want to shout out Matt
Yes.
Bush for being here. Matt Bush is a phenomenal puller. He's going to be pulling actually the at V Dubs, VB Dubs,
Oh, nice.
Wild Wings. The free live stream production was absolutely incredible. That quality was definitely worth the $5-10 for sure. So I would say I agree with Jason for the first one, so people can see exactly what they're getting and what they're spending their money on. I think that was a phenomenal production, and for us to follow through and do the same thing again, maybe here in New York, or we'll go to Florida to kind of set up in the same way, and maybe doing obviously in a pay-per-view, of $5 or $10 or whatever it would be. I think because people are starting to realize now what they're getting for their money, and they saw what they're getting for their money, and it's top-notch production where people can see that, and honestly, they're showcase, like a professional athlete. Their sizes, their measurements, their weight, their height. Not only that, but the full-on interview before, at the mansion and everything else like that, and then so it's a whole stream of things. Getting your pictures taken, your walkout song, camera views from the top and all the sides too as well. That's the way it should be. That's the way it should be done. So I think as long as we keep that going and making it look the way it's supposed to in a professional level, I think we'll be all right.
Definitely agree.
Yeah,
Paul
I know.
has a question for you. Go ahead, Sam.
I know there were a lot of people who, like me personally, I don't think they were really into arm wrestling, but I know, like, my sister's like, oh, my line cooks and everybody I know, they're all watching and rooting. So this is totally something that can bring people in and to watching the sport. Like, my uncle and parents were down there watching it. So lots of people, I think, tuned
I
in.
had a lot of people watching too, that were interested, and they were sending me messages. Steve, I'm watching on YouTube. You did a great job. You got so emotional. I didn't know they got that shit of me fucking crying. That sucks, but it is what it is, though.
I honestly think that was better, man.
I can't hear you, Jay.
I don't know if you can hear me now. I think that was better, to be honest with you. That shows your connection. It was like I said before, man. You picked these people. I don't care if I was your first choice or your 30th choice, right? You came to me, right, man to man. You asked me in person, right? You came to see what I was going to do, what I was about. Like, I think that's a testament to your connection and your devotion to your team, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? If you just put this together over the phone, you wouldn't have had a connection. You wouldn't have given a shit. There wouldn't have been any crying.
Right. No.
I think that was good, Big A.
I think your
raw emotion sells so much. Steve, just give me a moment because I want to speak to that. That raw emotion sells. That's what people invest into. That, not the negative drama, not the, he said, she said something that, pissed me off or whatever. Not that right there, that realness, that humanity, that being able to relate that, okay, this is something that people do. Not just on their spare time, people dedicate their lives to this. This is a lifestyle that people are investing into, and that's something that someone else who's watching, whether it be 5 people or 500 people, they're going to invest into that.
Let me tell you something. I've seen Jason pull so many times, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I rarely see Jason struggle with anybody. The fight that I saw Jason put on that day to get his hand to get his shoulder behind him. He was fighting more than I've ever seen him fight before. That's what makes me want to have guys like that on my team. Sam's legs were curled underneath the fucking table for him to be able to have all his fucking leverage as much as he could to hold his hand. That's the fight I love to see. I mean, that's what I want to see. That's what I breathe, live. You know what I mean? That's the shit that makes me want to have you guys on the team. And that's what makes me emotional is because you're showing, you're feeling, you're trying your hardest to make sure this, to make sure you win. And just that by showing that, the worriness, the attitude, the fucking the want to, the have to, the got to is there. And that's what I love seeing. I loved seeing that from our guys, on Saturday. That's what made me so emotional at the end, was, even giving the awards, what my award was? To seeing you guys completely win as a family. That's what my award was. That's why I was in tears, because it just made me feel like we did something together. We brought it to another state and we beat another state. Not only Montana, not only Washington, but Canada. So brought it to the next level. We beat their best guy in Montana. We beat their best guy, whatever they showed, between 154 and a couple of levels up in Alberta, and a few guys from Washington. So just showing that how much you mean to getting in there and fighting for it is what matters most. You're going to lose sometimes, you win sometimes. It's not all about that. It's not. It really isn't, man. I mean, you're going to learn from your losses. I'm sure Jason is thinking in his head right now, and he knows what he should have done differently, just like Roger and just like Sam. I swear to God, Sam, if you don't go with that fucking press next time, right after the top roll's done, oh my God, man. But it's things like that, and I'm sure Sam right now is kicking his own ass and being like, I should have probably led with the press, or after the top roll, I should have just went in for the press, because as soon as you put your leg up on that table and it was night and day.
It was game over for him. It was game over for him as soon as you positioned that way.
Yeah, he didn't
Absolute
like that.
Game over.
He did not like that. I wouldn't like that. Nobody would like that. As soon as Eric Fisk doesn't like that. People just don't like Sam's press. They don't. They don't like it because he puts too much shoulder behind it. His forearm is bigger than his fucking bicep. They don't like to feel that pain, that power behind it. It's too much. So things like that, sometimes need to change, need to be a little bit better, but with all loss, everything is gains with respect, and obviously you learn from all these things differently. I like seeing that match with Sam, because I don't see match lose too often. Same thing with Jason, so seeing those matches, it really shows how much they pushed, how much they needed to do, how much they wanted to do to win. So I respect a lot from.
Yeah, I've definitely got a pile of things that's like, I'm going to work on this and this and this. So,
yeah,
because it's so complicated. There's so many things that go into it. And if I can just get more well-rounded and more stronger in all the different areas, hopefully it'll prevent what happened last time. And I'll just be able to 3-0.
I believe
like
that if it was a 7-round match, you would have won that 4-3. Eventually, you would have figured out that you needed to press him and just push behind it. And I think you would have won if it was a longer match. I'd love to run that back with Bratton, Hunter Bratton, see what he says. I actually talked to him about it, but I'd love to run that back again. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That. And shout out to Ray Romanowski, our fucking ref that came with us to Montana.
Absolutely.
On that table that day. Thank God he was up there. And a shout out to JJ Jackson, man. What's up, JJ?
This is in the chat. JJ. Not only was Ray our ref, but he was also our chef too. He cooked us our first meal over there.
Thank you.
He was breakfast. He made us a stellar breakfast the first morning we were there. That was awesome. Thank you so much. And also thank you to Madison and Jay's wife. I gotta say, all you guys who cooked, who cleaned, everything. The food was great. You guys really came together to kind of make this I feel like a home. It really felt like a legitimate home with you guys. And also, real quick, guys, the awards that Steve was talking about. This is the ring that he awarded each of us. This thing is beautiful. I just wanted to show it off. This is what you have to look forward to when you're working with Steve. Steve, someone mentioned something like, is the inner Dana White's coming out? I think at some point Steve's going to dwarf Dana White by way of how well he treats his athletes. That he brings them with him. It's not that he stands behind his athletes and watches them work hard. No, he stands shoulder to shoulder with them and works just as hard as they do. So as much as you're praising us, man, you deserve the praise as well for making this happen, for keeping up with this, and also tolerating some shit that occurred while to make this happen, man. Whether it be my shit or someone else from the other side shit, you went through fucking hell and back again, and I'm utterly grateful for it.
It's hard to find people, It's hard to find people who stick to their word. You know what I'm saying?
It's true.
You're only as good as your word, And Steve's as good as his word, And thank you for the opportunity, man. It was definitely a once in a lifetime thing for sure. Wanted to thank you guys for trusting me, And everybody kicked ass, dude. It was fun.
Yeah, definitely, dude.
Yeah. I would have loved to have been up there pulling, but just up there reffing, dude, was just as much fun, But looking forward to the next. What's next? What is next?
Next would be Florida for us to go. I think we're going to see if whatever happens between Flip and Wade for 198. I'll let Flip know and Wade know they have an opportunity to come to Florida if they can even beat Jason Ciardi, depending on what Jason wants. Jason's going to pick the left air, right hand match, whatever he wants.
Not going to happen.
Not gonna happen.
Not
Jason,
gonna happen.
Nope, not happening.
I'm sorry, it's not going to happen.
So we'll see what happens.
It doesn't matter. It's not going to happen.
Sam's got
one, but it's not going to happen.
Sam's got one with Zach Lee, right, Sam?
Yep.
He got another super match coming up for himself to win his spot again up against Zach Lee. Zach Lee is an absolute monster, but I think I got to go with my guy Sam on this one. But Zach is no fucking slump, man. He's a really good puller. So we'll see what happens.
If he wins it, he earned it, and but I'll still be training and I'll be climbing, and I'm sure I'll be hoping to work with you again one time.
Yeah, man.
When is that one?
Maybe Zach would want to have the opportunity to pull. I'll tell you this much: if he doesn't, if let's just say whatever happens and he doesn't want to come, and you guys have the match, and if it's a tight enough, close enough match between you and him, you might just end up coming with us, at all in all. Because honestly, if he doesn't want to come, or that's another thing you have to talk to him about. I want to make sure that we're going to make this matchup against somebody that's going to be able to walk to Florida, and the people that I spoke with Roger, and I was thinking about it too. That what we'll do is we'll start setting up contracts with guys that are pullers for New York Tri-State Armwrestling, and it'll be a 30-day before, or so before we go away to Florida. You can't pull. It's not certain things have to be said and made. The reason being is because one, I can't have guys get hurt at last moment before they go on this trip, which happened to two of the guys, and I think Matt was hurt before this happened, but Joe pulled a month before this happened, and pulled that 98%, and Joe got hurt. I think you were there, Ray, right? When Joe got hurt. So the whole thing, Joe couldn't come, But who knows? Maybe it was a blessing in disguise because Ben took it. Who knows if Joe was supposed to, if he was even going to be able to beat Len. We don't know that. But Ben definitely beat, so see what happens, Wade, I know Wade wanted to come this time, but we'll see what happens.
It's a shame. It's a shame. It's such a shame.
But yeah, that was.
I don't even need the winner. I need whichever one says they'll go. Even if he loses, he's just going to lose again. Doesn't matter. It's a shame. I feel bad for Wade. Maybe he should. If he gains 10 pounds, he can take 209.
I don't know, Jason. I train with him. I'm giving all your secrets away.
Tell him I'm going high.
He'll be ready.
Tell him I'm going high.
All right.
The same as I did at Vail. Tell him I'm going high. He remembers what happened there.
I don't think anyone's taking 209 from Vladimir.
Yeah.
No, I know. No, there's no way.
No one's
There's
taking
no way.
209. I'm saying I could probably put him 220 or 230, and they'll still fucking,
Yeah, he's a monster, man.
he really
Jeez.
So I think Vlad's going to stay at 209. We're dropping Roger down to 220. So
Nice. Very nice.
So we're dropping Roger down to 220, and we're
That's cool.
dropping Ben Ciapoli down to 230, which he can do with a 3-pound clothing allowance. He's 231 plus the 3 pounds would be 234.8. I think he weighed. What did he weigh at our house? 238 or something like that, or what did he weigh?
He did originally, but his last weigh-in was like 240 or 242.
Okay. So I know
that was after tons of food.
That was all dressed up with boots and everything, though, right?
Yeah. He was fully loaded. Like that wasn't his weigh-in at the event. I have it here. Hold on.
I'm sure he can come down to 234 if he wanted to. Anyways, he doesn't like to be a lot heavier than what he was, even at the event. Anyways, he usually likes to be lighter. But Paul Cruz, hopefully everything goes. I'll give him the dates as soon as possible. He should be at 240, and then Steve Walker, 243 plus.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's a kick-ass lineup right there, big guy.
Yeah, having those guys, and Ray obviously will be our ref. You know what I mean? Always, as always. If he can make it here, it's going to be in January, March, April, May is what we said. And love to have you, Ray. You know that.
I'll be ready.
Nice. But yeah, the lineup is there, man. The lineup is there, and I think it's going to be great, man. You just have to find the right crew to deal with in Florida, and then we'll do that. But this time was phenomenal. It was such a great time. The house will be better and bigger and more beds, so we won't have to blow up fucking beds and not.
It actually worked out good. You know what I mean?
It did, but it's just like I bought 4 beds.
Yeah.
Used 3, didn't get the fucking comforters, got the sheets, didn't get the pillowcases, had to go get the pillows. It was like a fucking clusterfuck of, oh my God, man. So this time I'm trying to get like 12, 13 beds, and I'm actually, this is how confident I am with Jay. I already had him picked in my head in one of the bedrooms that it would be Melissa, Jen, Roger in one bedroom, Jay and his wife in another bedroom, and then everybody else would be singly, in their own bedrooms. So, but if we have enough beds, we don't have to worry about, there's only going to be, I think, 15 or 11 pullers plus Ray, 12 me, 13 the girls, 14, 15. So we'll have enough. We'll definitely have enough room. The actual mansions in Florida are so much fucking nicer and bigger. I'll tell you that much. Because
they're also going to be a lot more deals available because that's the other side of it. There's going to be more homes available, right?
Yeah,
there's going to be more available. The pool's going to be bigger, whereas Montana there's not as many homes.
Jacuzzi definitely, and it's not a fucking 4-person. When me and it was 6 guys in a 4-person jacuzzi, but
it was a little tight.
It was a little tight, but we still made it happen. The only thing I can tell you, though, there's no water left in the fucking jacuzzi.
No. Oh, my God.
I'm telling you, no bullshit. Jay got out. Vlad got out. Dan got out. I got out. Roger got out. By the time everybody was out, the Jets were literally shooting against each other because there was no
water.
We turned the jacuzzi into a water fountain.
Literally.
Jeez.
Literally. So
we got Lucky in the chat saying that Ray did a phenomenal job reffing. Thank you, Lucky, for tuning in.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
To the event as well to the show.
Thank you.
But we got our work cut out for us still, nonetheless, for the rest of the year. And we got a couple of other events that are coming up. Next month we have 2 events that I know Steve's a part of. We got Test Your Frame, November 16th.
Yep.
And then we got Battle of B-Dubs, November 27th. And then the following month, I know I got I have a super match at that event, Battle of B-Dubs against Conrad. I'm gonna be ready. I did a little workout this morning and again this afternoon. I'm not skipping a beat. And then the following month we got the Great American Bash down in Tennessee. I'm coming down there to represent 176 again. So no rest for the wicked, right?
Garrett's going to be down there at 154.
Yep, Garrett's going to be joining me down there at 154.
And Hunter Bratton is actually going to be going up against Garrett at 154.
Oh, yeah?
Ooh.
The guy that Sam Mitchell went up against.
Okay.
Was that left or right?
I don't know it.
They're pulling left and right.
Yeah, I think they're maybe doing both arms.
Yeah, I think they're pulling left and right. And I think he said it was about 30, 35 competitors in the 154 class.
Every class is going to be that many people. It's going to be
that's a lot of,
each class is going to be deep.
Lot of matches, man. That's a shitload of matches, man. Let's just say if you just are doing an even number of just, of 30 pullers in each, you're 60 pullers for the 154 class. And if you're going up, are they doing 154, 165, 176, or are they going 154, 176?
154, 176, 198, and then doing half the classes on Saturday, the other half on Sunday.
You're talking about 240, 360 pullers, I'm thinking, or something like that. That's an insane amount of fucking pullers.
Yep.
The 60-person class is heavy.
Yeah.
60-person class is heavy, man. That's really heavy. If
you're doing 30 per arm, that's 60 for 154, 60 for 176, 60 for 198. I'm saying you're no matter what class you're in or whatever it is, you're going to be You're in
for a serious war. This is going to be a battle of attrition, right? Whoever has the most stamina. And Jay and I had a lot of conversations on how to improve my stamina. Thank you, Jay, because I actually started incorporating that today. And it felt good. So it's something that I definitely I know I need to work on it, and the work is never done. The work is never done when it comes to that.
I would have to say, all the guys that we have in our corner right now, they're all absolute fucking specimens, man. They are all. Jay is he's a fucking Jesus Christ, Jay. Like, what the hell have you been eating, man? Like, honestly, Jesus fuck. Fucking eight-pack fucking Sam fucking Mitchell, dude. Jesus, like, it's the same thing. He's got bigger forearms that he has fucking biceps. The guys that we have on our team are made for arm wrestling, man. They're so stacked, man. We're on a different level. I mean, we showed that on Saturday. We definitely showed that on Saturday. I don't think they expected to really see or really feel what these guys had, on the same level. I think they expected to run through us from guys from Alberta, Montana, Washington and all, and they brought really good guys, but that just shows you for us, what level we're on,
Yes. Sure.
Especially with the reffing too, you too, Ray. I know Brian Parliament was a level 2. I think you're a level 3, if I'm not correct, Ray, right?
Yeah.
And, you can tell the difference in reffing. Nothing on bad on Ryan Parliament's part. What I'm trying to say is that you can tell in the reffing experience, who was on the table that had a little bit more experience from my point of view. You know what I mean? And like I said, nothing. Ryan, he's a good ref and all. He's a really good guy and a really good puller. But I'm glad that we had you there. That was able to. And what I like about you is that you're fair. So if somebody's elbows off the table and it's off the pad and it's not just our opponent, or if it's our guy, you do it to both. You put both shoulders in. You line up everybody perfectly, right in the center, the way you're supposed to, in the setup. Anything and everything the way it's done, you're a very fair, ref. That's why I want you to come to every single one of my tournaments, super matches, or even when we go away to all these different state to state. It's just that's what you have to have. That's so important. People don't understand that, man. They don't get it. They really don't, until they get up to that table and then, you're fighting literally for a decision on a fucking elbow. I mean, and you have to do replays. Thank God we had a production team that was able to replay things back and show things like that. So, but,
even for the viewers, like the viewers don't necessarily see the elbows and stuff. And so for the viewers to be able to see actually what's going on, through those replays and stuff.
It gives them a better explanation why the match got stopped, or why it's getting restarted. definitely is a good educational opportunity for everybody. You know,
Well, I
I
had a couple of guys
that's
say
huge.
something, and they're like, it's barely coming up, and I'm like, it's up over the pad. I said, and he's pushing for a winning position. He's in a winning, so he's jumping to try to gain more, and again, so you can't put number one next time. Just like me and me were talking, right? We will not have any type of shit like that. Your elbow comes off the pad, that's it. Foul. You redo that shit. You can't fucking instead of all these hops and everything. I don't like that shit. If your elbow comes off the fucking pad, it's done. I mean, it's because doing what we had to deal with Sam's match is to me was absolutely fucking ridiculous.
I think it needs to be that way, though. Like, I think it needs to be black and white, because if it's not, where do you separate the line on the gray area? Ray said it. He's like, how do you differentiate between a small hop and a big one? Like, it's either they're all bad or where's the line then? Right? You can argue any of the others. You can argue in any direction then.
Yeah. Yeah, can he just float his elbow a quarter inch the whole time?
Yeah. I think Ray said it best. It's got to be every single thing has to be called. It does. It has to be called. I got called on an elbow. It is what it is.
You don't want to be on that other side of that losing, that micro foul. I micro foul just a little bit, but then they come down, but then I pin you,
No, 100%.
That would be, that's an excuse. You don't want to see that. You know what I mean? It's a way out. You want to complain about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, all foul. If the elbow comes off, it should be a foul. That's it.
Yeah, I believe that.
For sure.
I agree with that entirely. And I think us from the Northeast, we're so used to that being the case. And so I can see where somebody would say, "Oh, for viewability, it would be better if we didn't stop the match." But that's not fair to the athlete. Forget about the viewers. You're not going to see who's a better arm wrestler at that point. You're going to see who's better at possibly doing a little micro foul to get an advantage point and make it seem that it's not that. And it becomes a very arbitrary at that point.
Yeah, there's a place for it, unless agreed upon. But it makes things more controversial. You know what I mean? More
absolutely.
More,
with that said, what's next other than the upcoming events that I mentioned to you guys before? Jay, what do you got coming up next?
To be honest with you, it's from the second the match was over. I think Sam said it before too. From the second the match was over, I knew exactly what happened. I knew what needed to be done. I knew what I did or didn't do. For the moment, it's really kind of fine tuning. It's like I said in the interviews and everything, it's been a great opportunity. There's been a number of really good competitions this year. Rachel's been super supportive. I've had the free time to do it, and I'm trying to get back to where I know I should be. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get to where I know I'm supposed to be by now. There's no excuses about time off or anything like that. I'm just trying to play catch up. So, I was waiting on the B-dub thing. If now we're talking about me facing the winner, then that's the next thing for now. You know what I mean? I don't. I want to say confidently, I don't think I need 2 months for that, but I'll take whatever time it is and focus on that. The only thing I'm even slightly entertaining is the 198 AERS. But again, that's December, I believe, and that's going to be really heavy. I mean, I'm thinking that's going to be a 60-person competition. You know what I mean? I gotta think about that, not just from a readiness athletic standpoint, but if I can physically go out there, you know what I mean? That's more the decision. Can I get there? Can I take that time? With other matches pending, you know what I mean?
Where is that?
I thought that was Colorado, but I could be completely wrong.
Yeah, I think it is Colorado.
I think it's Colorado though. But again, that's going to be super, super heavy. You know what I mean? I don't know if I can physically get there. That's more the concern than the training, to be honest with you. So for now, the definitive is maintain my spot with this. You know what I mean? I know exactly what I got to work on, and I'm going to just tweak one or two things and keep the program going. It's been, for the most part, it's been serving me well, and I'm learning every week, as I get older and I get better and so forth.
How about you, Sam? What do you got coming up?
Well, I got Yusa first and then Zach Lee, so I'm just gonna be training as hard as ever, eating, trying to clean up my eating maybe a little bit. Maybe I can even add on some size. Who knows? We'll see. Besides that, I mean, I anticipate probably pulling the tournaments after those super matches. Just have some fun. But yeah.
Awesome. How about you, Ray? What do you got?
November 9th, I got a left and right hand match. Got a few tournaments coming up to ref. You know, I got November 19th, right? Yours, Steve, right?
Yep.
Qualifier, I believe, the very last one. Got asked to ref the Arnold in Ohio. We'll see if that still stands. I haven't heard anything.
Nice. Congratulations, man.
Nice.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, refing and training, you know the deal. I love both. You know?
There you go.
Yeah, but reffing in the Arnold's over there, that's big stuff, man. That's awesome.
That's real big stuff. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's the final.
Definitely, like I said before, definitely didn't think I'd be in this position in a million years. You know?
Hard work pays off, Ray, and you're doing and you're working at it every single chance that you get. So it's what's bound to happen.
Thank you.
Maintain that consistent effort, man. And the opportunities like this will constantly arise for you, man.
Yep.
I for one am very grateful to have been on this trip this weekend and be a part of this journey. I'm grateful that this whole thing stemmed from a conversation right here on this screen in this show. And I am floored at the result of it all. I am. It's been a great time, great experience. You know, there's been peaks and valleys to it, but what experience doesn't have peaks and valleys, right? It can always be up and up. But I will say for the most part, it has been up and up and been a positive experience. I can't thank each and every one of you enough for sharing your time with me on the screen, with me on the trip, sharing your expertise and training tips and how to get stronger and better. I'm definitely going to take each and every one of them to heart because, you know, the progress is in the struggle. And I even though I may have won convincingly this weekend, I learned there's some things that I have some weaknesses in. And I'm not going to, you know, take any future matches any lightly. I was told this guy had an injury. In the past, I would have taken that in consideration and not been, you know, so, you know, aggressive. But I did not take that, you know, mindset this last weekend. I was not in that frame of mind whatsoever. I was even, I don't know if you guys know this, but he leaned over and asked me, hey, can you take it a little easier on the next round? Because you're going too fast, too hard. And I'm like, nope. And I went ahead and buried him again to the pad. You know, like that's if you were standing across the table from me, it's because I worked my ass to get there. And I hope that you did the same. And I'm going to treat it as such. Plain and simple.
Well, same thing like what's his name? Len was telling Ben, hey, you know, he said, take it easy on me. You know, I'm an old timer and everything else. And me and Ben afterwards had a conversation. I looked at him, I said, you're going to take his fucking arm off, Ben, right? And he goes, yeah, I'm not waiting for it. I said, he's got one of the hardest hits in the game. So don't let that old man bullshit fool you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Through his fucking arm. And he goes,
he wouldn't have used it if he won.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean?
He wouldn't have used it if he won. He would have told you he got beat by an old man.
Yep.
Yeah, Len tricky in the setup for sure.
Yeah.
He's fighting for everything.
You could see it.
Yeah.
Well, gentlemen, it's been about 2 hours now, and I'm sure we're all still very tired from the weekend. Let's make it an early night. Get some rest up. We'll come back to the show next Monday. Might even have another show later this week when we've all had some rest. We can have a little bit more recaps, get some more city slickers on, maybe some country folk that were on the card with us. I would love to have each and every one of you become regulars on this show.
We should do it early, like all the time, like at this time.
All right.
And then at 7:30, it'd be perfect.
Yeah.
You know what? If I can make that happen, I will definitely make that happen.
Cool.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, my man.
Pleasure seeing you guys.
Thanks, Dan.
Good seeing you guys.
It's been awesome.
For everything, guys.